What absolutely makes no sense? The platypus. The way you join one of the dentist surgeries in my area. You have a pre-assessment appointment to become a patient. To get the pre-assessment, you have to be a listed patient. To become a listed patient, you need to have the pre-assessment. They won't budge on this, and they don't take emergency patients either. I never figured it out and went to another dentist surgery. How Hawaii has an interstate. You can shatter a bone and it will heal itself, but if you get a tiny cavity, you gotta get that filled. The rules to post on our shower thoughts. Linking healthcare insurance to employment. Why customers continue to gripe at me. A lowly store employee who literally has no part in what items the store stocks. About our store being out of stock of an ite, monsieur. The fact that the government knows exactly how much tax you owe but doesn't tell you unless you underpay. There are trash cans literally everywhere. And people still feel the need to just throw their shit on the ground. On top of that, now I'm seeing paper masks everywhere too. And as a Canadian, I legit expected more consideration. How universities are charging full price to learn from home. Does something sits there and does nothing and it gets dirty. That I needed work experience and references from previous employers and teachers, which I haven't talked to in 6 months. For a stalker position at Costco right after getting out of high school. Forcing an apology. They don't mean it and only said it to appease whoever told them to apologize. They'll do it again most likely. That famous rich people get a lot of things for free. Well, they are the ones that can afford everything. Astronomer here. Dark energy. Basically, if you look at all the mass in the universe, you would assume the universe is pretty close to constant expansion. No longer expanding. Or maybe someday collapsing in on itself. In actuality, it turns out the universe is not only expanding, but also accelerating, which makes no sense. The only way to explain it is if 70% of the universe is made of some unknown form of energy that only really affects things on the very biggest scales. The insane thing about dark energy is it's such a tough problem to begin to understand that we first discovered it in the 1990s. And the first experiments to study it better are just really happening now. That is literally as long as some careers. Just trying to think of how we might begin to study it. And I honestly would not be at all surprised if we don't learn the answer in my lifetime to what dark energy is. It's just that hard to begin to figure out how to make sense of it. Edit. Don't post on Reddit just before falling asleep about dark energy, else you'll wake up to 100 plus messages. But to answer the most common questions, what if we just don't understand gravity? To be very clear, this is literally what is happening here. We do not understand what is happening on large scales with gravity, as it's not behaving how it should. But in science, it's not enough to just say, what if we don't understand X? You need to provide a testable theory, which de facto usually involves math and physics. Dark energy is such a thing via putting a cosmological constant. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/cosmological_constant in the relativity field equations. What is the universe expanding into? Nothing. It's the literal points inside the universe expanding, not the points between your body or things in our galaxy. Local forces are much stronger than dark energy, but at large distances measurements show the farther our galaxy is, the faster it's moving away from us. My favorite analogy is, imagine a number line 1, 2, 3, infinity. Now imagine doubling the number line so it's 2, 4, 6, infinity. That is what the expansion of the universe is like. You still have the same amount of numbers, but their values are twice as much. Many of you are confusing dark matter. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/dark_matter and dark energy. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/dark_energy which is understandable BC of the names, but they are very different beasts. Dark matter is approximately 20% of the universe and is what makes the galaxies not fly apart, and appears to be a particle on the outer reaches of galaxies that interacts gravitationally but not electromagnetically. We have done experiments to observe properties about it, so we actually know quite a lot. But dark energy, as I said, completely different ball game and makes up even more of the universe. The way I explain it is I think we will understand what dark matter is by the time I retire. I really can't say the same for dark energy, which of course probably means the reverse will happen. But hey, if you are interested in a career in astronomy, I wrote a detailed post here. https://andromeda321/comments/5j_MP_/updated_so_1_b_an_astronomer/ on how to be an astronomer. Please read it over and message me if you have further questions. How many people are famous even though they have absolutely no talent? That famous life serial at https://www.youtube.com/watch v equals vyexzx tank, where the kids are like, he likes it, but then they cryptically add, hey Mikey, for some reason, like they're trying to get his attention after having interacted with him rather than before. Maybe the child actors wouldn't read their lines properly, and they just had to go with it. https://frankiec.com/meme/so6e18/9952993.jpg B64 lines equals IFDLIGRPZKMCB0 YWTLC YWGYXQKIHDHCYB0AGUGYMVZDCBVBMUUCG == It's gibberish. Like everyone involved in its production was retiring the next day and didn't give a goddamn. But there it is in the cultural consciousness regardless. And I choose to angrily dwell on it in some vain attempt to exert control over my reality. Also, I prefer Quaker Harvest Crunch. Toddlers. WTF is going on in their little brains to make absolutely no sense? Sorry, just spent a ton of time trying to get my kid to do something he wanted to do until I told him to do it. How good people who do everything right can just get fucked over and their lives destroyed in a split second. Gestures vaguely.